Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another broadcast of the American Riichi Mahjong League. Nathaniel here, joined by Stanley for a B3 matchup. How's it going, Stanley?
Good.
I'm really excited to see some of these players. I know Harrison, currently leading this group of four at 7th place overall in the B3 division. That is the last promotion slot, but hoping to increase his chances in this matchup. And of course, Aaron with a positive result so far, plus 0.8, almost got that Saki scoreline after 2 rounds. Leslie and Xiangyu also trying to climb up here in this game. They have not played any yet, so this will be the first of 4 to be played, and I think they're doing 2 tonight, so we'll be able to watch the beginnings of round 3 for this table. And I think the game's going to start any second now. Do you have any familiarity with any of these players, Stanley?
Nope. I don't know anyone at all, so I'm pretty... I'll probably just be like you all and the rest of everyone who's watching. Just seeing how they play and see how... We'll probably learn more about how they play as we watch the games. And we just started, and what the... Alright.
Not bad start as dealer
Not
with 2 Dora.
Not start if I must say so myself, huh?
Yeah, so pair of Dora and reasonable shapes outside of that. We'll probably just hoping to call. Now, are you the type of player that likes to go Otozuke in this type of hand?
You definitely should, in my opinion. It's just because it's hard to build value if you don't go Otozuke, because there's no red 5s, and I mean, generally it's not that bad because they don't know what you're looking for, but it kind of gives it away if you call something like the 7-pin for the 8-9 to make up a shape. But
Right.
if you have like a Tanya looking hand, and it looks like you're going a Tanya instead of, instead of going, oh, I'm going for like Dora Dori Yakuhai.
Right. Yeah, and that's awkward because you really like to complete that, awkward penchant, but that sort of reveals the play. So we'll see how Harrison handles it. We do see there's a Dora in the hand to the left. That is Leslie holding on to the Hatsu for now. As the hand progresses, we might see that come out. And around the table, the other hands are not bad at all. To the right, this looks like it is very close to Tenpai Ishanten already for Tanyao, and maybe if you can pull in the 7-pin, Tanyao Pinfu. Across the table, that hand is just stepped 1 closer, so Ishanten there. Even pairing up the Haku, we see one is the Dora indicator itself, so a little bit hard to find that third one, but you could easily call into Tenpai should somebody draw that.
I think probably just forces Honitsu, if dealer forces Honitsu here, because you're not that far from it, and it's roughly the same Shanten shape. And the worst part is that he currently doesn't have he doesn't have a pair for his hand. Oh. And Kamicha or the Toyman is okay, he reaches on the 5-8 Haku.
Yeah, Haku is such a tricky way. We don't see any on the table, but there is one in the dead wall revealed. Oh, but they drew the Dora.
You did draw the Dora, so now it's just
Tsumo.
Saved by the Tsumo, and the expensive out to reach Tsumo Haku for a 3-30 hand.
Very good, Tsumo.
All right, let's move over.
Wow, that's pretty funny.
Same Hatsu pair.
He would have dealt in either way, most likely, pushing the Haku. Unless he was planning to bail off the Haku, which doesn't make a lot of sense when you're dealer of double Dora, or triple Dora when if it comes out.
Yeah, after the pull. Yeah, in this hand, dealer also, this is Aaron who is starting with the Hatsu. This time it's not Dora though, so much easier to see that come out of another hand. And there's lots of pairs, but I'm counting 4 of them. I wonder if there's even a world where Aaron might force some type of Honitsu. Perhaps if you paired up the Haku, you might consider it, but we can see the Haku is actually in the hand to the right. An Anko concealed by Jensen here, and that outside the Haku has some nice floating tiles to build around. No Dora just yet.
That's very good. He's never going to go Honitsu now after the 1-pin drop, 1-1 drop, but oh my. Okay.
Well,
this man is insane.
Pulls in the 7-mon.
He actually refuses to drop the Haku Haku here. Dropping Haku here is pretty standard play because you just want to get the Tenpai as soon as possible.
Oh my.
Oh.
Sananko chance now. Richi, Hatsu, potential Sananko on the 3-pin, 3-mon Champon. We can see 2 of those tiles lighting up in Harrison's hand on the left. No reason to discard those just yet. Oh yeah, if you had the 2-3 Yanmen shape, that would be Ippatsumo, but this is a little bit of a greedy Richi here, reaching for the Sananko value.
Well, the Richi is fine because you already, I don't want to say you screwed up, but because you already committed the 2-pin drop, you have to kind of Richi here. Because there's no way you can make a ramen on the 3.
Oh, after the call into Tenpai, Leslie managed to be waiting on that 2-5 so, and it comes right out. And so, unfortunately, that early dealer Richi will not pay off. However, we can see Aaron with the 2 door in hand, a lot of pin tiles. We'll get to that in a second, as dealership moves over to Jensen here. And what do you think about this hand?
Well, you're sad. We're all sad. Might as well. You're kind of just doing nothing. For here, you're just gonna do nothing really, and just hope you draw into something.
Yeah, you kind of wish you had that 1 pin back to make the 1-2-3 Sanchoku. As it is, you're just hoping to connect to some of your floaters, right?
I don't know if you could even force the 1-2-3 Sanchoku here because it just looks so. When your head is just bad, you usually just don't do anything.
Yeah.
For like, and when I mean don't do anything, it's kind of bad terminology, but I like to say is you just draw, and then you just play around whatever you draw into because there's not much you can do, and like forcing anything is like never a good idea. So you should generally just try to keep more safe tiles. But for example, this east here, you could maybe sometimes keep the east to hold more safe tiles. But if you're dealer, you can also try to go for like more straightforward and just push.
Well, in the meantime, Harrison across the table has found a Tenpai, Hatsudora 1, waiting on the 2-5 Nobetan wait. To the left, that hand with 2 Dora keeps collecting pin tiles. However, it is Ishanten right now, so it could be Richi, Pinfu, Ipeko, Dora 2, should they draw the 2-pin. Yeah, 2-pin still in the wall to be drawn. There are 3 of them there. Oh, but this 2-mon's going to come out. Such a sad way for that hand to finish. Unfortunately, dealing into the cheap 2-Han hand, but we have plenty of game left to go. And we'll move over to Leslie's dealership. Currently in second.
Well, there's also a sad hand to start with, but unfortunately, it's somewhat better.
Yeah,
as long as you just drop all your Yakuhai here and then just go maybe Pinfu. It's actually not that bad.
We can count the blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a pair. So, you know, you have everything you need. You just need to fill in all the shapes.
The blocks are somewhat okay, but preferably not the 7-8 plus. The 8-9 pin, though, unfortunately, has already 3 gone. But he's obviously, whoever is saying, so Nuno right now doesn't know that, so.
Right, but you'd love to improve that to a better block later on. In fact, you might consider holding on to a floater like that 8-mon over something like the Haku or the West Wind, just to, in case you draw, say, a 7-mon, then you're extremely happy about that. But that 8, that 8 did get called for Tanya Ishanten.
Yeah, it really just depends on the playstyle, in my opinion. Sometimes, considering that you're like everyone's within 1 Mongon striking range to first, I would actually just prefer to hold on tiles, more safer tiles, because it creates more opportunity for you to not deal in, and that's probably your priority still, because
yeah, this is not a typical play to discard the Kanshan 2-4 over one of the Penshan weights, but perhaps Leslie is thinking about the possibility of a shift to Chanta, but instead just takes the Richi straight up.
I wonder if he knows something.
Yeah, we can see Jensen calls the 2-mon into Tenpai, and this is a Toy Tanyao.
Dealer's not going to be able to win unless he sumos.
We can see the 7-pin is pretty locked up here. 7-pin just became
a Tamahane, right?
We don't have head bump here,
Oh,
so
we don't?
yeah, so we could see a double roan.
Oh. What
Yeah,
the-
at 7 just became Suji, so if Aaron across the table isn't careful, they might deal straight into this.
Mm, it's a 7, 8, 9 shop Sun Sugar though.
Right. They would have to be folding out of that.
They have to fold out of it.
It doesn't look like they're afraid just yet, so we'll continue to see that push being made.
Maybe if he draws, no. Yeah, I was like, if he draws Dora, but that wouldn't happen because you see two pin drop, and with all those like pin tile, it's kind of a bad drop, but it's not that bad of a bad drop.
I guess the thing you're worried about would be they had something like 1 pin, 2 pin, and then declared Ricci with a Shanpo and 1 pin something else. Wait.
Oh wait, did Jensen just bail off his hand? I wasn't even paying attention.
Looks like it.
Oh wow, he broke his Tenpai.
Didn't like the
Or he
one
broke
mon.
his. Yeah.
The one mon actually
Oh okay.
seems
Oh,
pretty...
you definitely stop on. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the Dora.
You stop on the Dora.
The one mon looked pretty safe, but yeah, you're not pushing the door against Dealer Ricci here, so we might make it to Yu Kyoku unless Aaron has something to say about it. And even Harrison with the pair of Dora might prod a little bit here. Still Ishanten for his hand.
It's kind of insane how you just got back to Tenpai again.
Yeah, Jensen now Tenpai for that Toy Dora too.
Toyman is also in Tenpai now too.
Both of these discards are safe.
5. Oh,
Oh, that's 3 Dora! Oh, but there's the sumo! Oh, what an exciting hand this is, and we'll see if the card revealed any Ura. No extra Ura, but Ricci, Sumo, Ura, and Leslie is so fortunate to have been able to pull that off. And wow, Jensen coming back, reworking the hand to incorporate the Dora, was building a monster. Toy Dora 5.
Wow.
Oh, but the round continues.
He must have been feeling so good for that 1 second. He caught and he said, I'm Bing chilling. And then, yeah, happens. Just sumo right afterwards.
Just sumo.
On the last one.
The last 7 pin.
As long as there's one left, it's winnable.
And Leslie shows it. Well, this hand looks alright for Dealer. You can aim for a Ricci here. Unfortunately, that 4-pin discard means you're probably not going to be able to make use of a Dora 5-pin should you draw it. Now, we can see on the right, Harrison also has a 5-pin in hand, and, well, can definitely make use of it, especially with that 6-pin. Interesting, we see a con from Aaron. That's an open con. Did not need to reveal it.
Hit.
Yeah, just hit.
Hit 2 Dora.
And now that's a Mangon already. Chun Dora 3 in hand. And of course, you can also call the West for the 5th Han.
Is he West as well? Oh, he is.
Yeah. And then, of course,
Chun.
to the left, Jensen sitting here with the Hatsu pair. Not an amazing hand for value, but is 2 away from Tenpai here. So might be able to increase the value with a Ricci. Oh, and just after dropping the 2 mon, Harrison draws the 3. Is still able to make use of it with a 5 mon in hand, but it definitely doesn't feel as good as the completing the 1, 2, 3 would have.
I mean, while Nuna's kind of making some questionable discards, I do like the fact that he's not doing the Hatsu yet. It's pretty typical that you draw it to build fast value to increase your speed.
Mhm.
But when you're basically ahead and you don't want to progress other people's hands, it's pretty good to just hold it for a while. Just because you're holding it for the sake of you're basically holding it for the sake of holding it, because you don't want other people to progress their hands off a quick pulling. So for example, if he didn't he probably could have been like Tenpai right now. Right. And then he could have rolled on the 9-so or something like that, or sumoed on the 9-so if he called earlier. But
because
I mean,
once you've called the Hatsu, you're free. You can call whatever else you want without having to worry about potentially not winning the hand. So it definitely speeds up that player's hand much faster. And by controlling when that player is allowed to open,
Home.
you can definitely slow them down. You see
Wow.
the Shah come out, and
Wow.
an Ishanten across the way for Aaron. Perhaps a believer in the Sanzo.
Huh. Well, if he didn't drop the 4-pin, he would have been Tenpai right now. I'm surprised he drops the south here.
Oh, interesting from Jensen.
Yeah, because that really just... Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what this guy's trying to do.
Yeah,
Oh,
Jensen
God.
picks the Kanchan weight, and that is the winning move. Grabs 1600 with the Homba added in, and we will move forward once again. This is Harrison's dealership, second dealership, so second chance to really run up the score. Starting hand seems pretty average. Might be aiming for a Pinfu and long shot 2-3-4 Sanshoku. I mean, we're talking super long shot, but you can think about, dream about these things at the start of the hand. To the right, Aaron has the pair of East, but you cannot call that for Yaku here, so that might just end up being the pair in the hand. Aim for Ricci or potentially Peiko in the lower mon. Across the table, it is Xianggu who's got, well, shapes, but not yet value. In fact, a Dora comes out early from Aaron. You can't call that because there really isn't a clear path to a Yaku after doing so. So Jensen will just let that pass. And then on the left, we have Leslie here, perhaps the best Haipai. Nice completed shape in the Sozu and a Dora Dianmen 2-3 So. Good shapes elsewhere as well. So and even upgrading to a Diankan in the Manzu. So I'm definitely liking Leslie's hand.
I'm surprised he drops Dora. I mean, I guess you're just doing it for speed, but I mean, when there's no value, I sometimes don't understand. Like the value of holding the Dora is very good, but sometimes it's just, I guess you just really want the speed sometimes.
That might be the
But
thought
when
here
you're,
first.
when you're last place, it's kind of hard unless he's just trying to get his next dealership as soon as possible, and then just try to run the, and then maybe try to run. Oh,
Yeah,
this hand is looking very good.
all of a sudden, Tanyao is becoming real for dealer.
Except he can't go East anymore because he already threw the 1-pin, and the 9s are basically dead.
Yeah, I was thinking we might see an Itsu play, but here we go.
But-
Ishanten. And we're in the middle of the second row, so we might even see Harrison call his hand open.
Huh.
Oh, switching out once the Ipeco does. Aaron.
I guess he really thinks. Huh.
Like
I
you
mean,
said, maybe realizing I need a little bit more value than what I've got here, so let me commit to this Ipeco. It is Aaron can't see two of them, one in hand, one discarded. And unbeknownst to them, two in Harrison's hand. Oh, I think we might see a call here, and there we go. Tenpai for dealer. Waiting on the 5-mon. Actually, there were 3 in the wall. One just drawn here, and that doesn't really fit into...
Yeah, that won't come out.
Yeah, so we'll probably see the 8-mon come out before the 5. And Harrison probably wants to improve this weight somehow, but really, there's not a lot of good ways to do that. The 7-mon doesn't help.
He's in Tenpai here. He's not in Tenpai.
Will we see...
Oh, never mind. He's not. I can't read sideways.
Yeah, sideways is a little hard.
I'm bending my head.
We do our best from the commentary booth. And this is Ishanten, though, with good value. Curious about the 5 So discard. Oh, there goes the 5-mon. There was a chance at a 5-6-7 Sanchoku on the left, but instead we'll see the Tanyao come into play. Dealer repeat. Harrison climbing up again. There's that Hatsu pair again, but the door this time is the south wind. Outside of that Hatsu pair, there's some Chanta type shapes here. 2-3-mon, 7-9-mon, and some floating 1s and 9s and honors. But you'll probably just be playing this pretty normally as dealer and going for another continuance.
This is going to be a pretty quick game because 3 people have Yaku High pairs.
Yeah, Chun call to the right, and these are good shapes out side of that call. In fact, might even be able to turn it into Toy Toy depending on what gets drawn and discarded. Someone's thinking about this 9. It's across the table. Jensen wondering about going Otozuke, making an Otozuke call on the 9 so would require the Haku, which has been drawn by Aaron and not discarded just yet. But I imagine we'll see that presently. On the left, Leslie has more of a standard slow hand. Won't be able to call the West Wind for value. So probably aiming for a Ricci here. Pinfu seems a little bit unlikely with these shapes.
Probably should not call it, yeah. And he gets reward for not calling it by drawing the Konchan weight for the 4 and the 6.
Nice fill.
Nice fill.
Gee.
Just hit.
Boom.
And that's a pawn.
And now Ishanten with Diamond weights.
Wow.
So 2 players Ishanten here. Probably a little bit easier for Jensen to fill those shapes than it is for Aaron, who requires a pawn or 2.
Gee.
I think he's going to go Honitsu here.
Yeah, that looks like the play. And there goes the 6. So Tempai, Champon, 2 so 5 mon weight.
The 5 mon is never coming out from the left.
Yeah, not
wow,
across
he
the
doesn't change
table
it.
either. In fact, no one here I think would drop a 5 mon.
Yes. No one would drop it.
Harrison's
Two
Honitsu
so.
starting to come together. And the big question here is the south. Are you going to be
it's
able to
coming.
incorporate it?
Oh, his 5 mons are dead now, so he's going to be relying on the 2 so.
1 left in the wall there. Leslie's kind of stuck with this south in hand. You can't really discard it. The player to our right, across the table, and right in front of us, they can all use the south. So I think Leslie's out of this hand. Oh, there's the east, and we'll see a call for Tempai if you discard Dora, and that does happen. So this
the
is
door's like completely safe now.
yeah, and Leslie can fight again. If the Hatsu comes out, this is dealer Mangan, and Leslie's holding the Hatsu as well.
I think if you held it for this long, you're probably never going to throw it.
Yeah.
So this is basically 2 versus 1 versus 2.
Aaron's kind of trapped here. Could try to bail with the 2 so, but decides just to fight. Throws the 4 mon back. A 2 mon. I don't care about this dealer Honitsu. That 2 mon is Genbutsu though, so a safe discard here.
Mikami Chaz.
Oh!
Hi.
Oh, Harrison knows. He knows it's bad. But drop it anyway. You have to, and it deals into the 1,000 points.
That's unlucky.
The great job by Leslie to hold off that winning tile.
Dealer Bongon.
All right, into South 2 now. This looks like a very strong dealer hand. Great shapes for Ricci Pinfu.
What place is Leslie in the league? He's playing actually really good, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Or he's
currently
playing pretty good, considering what he's been given so far.
currently
I think he's held 2 or 3 of 2 or 3 wins already. Like just denying them off.
Yep. Very good vision and recognition of what the other players need here.
Wow.
Jensen has an exciting hand.
Yeah, it can pretty much still be anything. You can still build Pinfu, you can build Ipeco, you can build Chitoy, or you can go vertical.
Yeah,
I think temporarily you just go 3 so and just wait and look, but yeah.
Oh, to the
There's
right.
a chance you drop the 8 actually, because you see 2 9-pin out. So, and you can still play off 5-5-7. Oh, yeah. So here you're probably you can actually. Oh wow, he doesn't keep it.
Yeah, I mean I do like that
You can keep
thought.
the 8-7, and then you can go. If you draw 5 so or 8 so, you can go Pinfu with Ipeco chance
Mhm.
and still have Pinfu luck. So it's just what it is. But it does set you behind in Shantan, which is the only bad thing. But It sets you off, sets you behind by 1. But yep, and then you just go 6-6, yep, or 5-5, up to
Yeah,
you.
there's fine. Oh, we see Tempai from Jensen here, which is not willing to clear the Ricci here.
Probably just looking for dominant shape, or yep, trying to.
We'll see how long we stay Damaten here. Also, the pond shows no Mon tiles. So players, if they're playing defensively, will be more concerned about that suit than the others. Be harder to find a Ron. Where is our Dora? There are 2 in the hand to the left, and that is Harrison, who... Oh, well, let's put that thought on hold. We do see the Ricci for Pinfu by Aaron. There is a chance that Ipeco on the 8-so win. Only 1 tile of each side of this weight is in the wall. 1 5-so and 1 8-so. And again, question marks posed to Harrison. Do you want to continue to fight against the dealer Ricci here? Even though you have the 2 Dora. Does sort of push this 9.
Ricci.
A chase from Leslie. Ricci, Pinfu, potentially Peiko winning 3-6. So?
Just kind of give up here.
Yeah, I think you're stuck if you are Harrison. Finds a safe 3-pin. Maybe the 4-pin to follow. Or the 6 is now Nakasuji.
And just kind of just give up here. Just don't do anything.
Yeah, Jensen already dropped the 3 easts and now might be stuck for tiles. Has a lot of pin tiles to discard though, so there is something. And it looks like players might be finding the safe suit. There's the last 6-so. Only 1 3-so left in the wall. Instead, the 5 is drawn for Reach, Sumo, Pinfu, and no Ura. But Aaron's coming back. All right.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. South to east. Dealer continuance. Door in hand. Shapes are awkward. Yeah, we'll be hoping to fill in some penchants and conchants to improve that hand. To the right, Jensen might be thinking about switching this around. There are 4 pairs. Do you try something like a Toy Dash here?
Probably not.
I might even think about Honitsu, except you've already dropped the 9. So, which isn't terrible if you can continue to draw honors and lower them on.
And you're probably gonna. The dealer's probably gonna force 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku here. Yeah, but there's no Toy Dash anymore since you draw the 2-so. But I really don't know what's gonna happen in this hand. Because it just really depends on what you draw. For example, if you draw West or Chun, you probably just don't call. Like even if you see the 1-han, because yeah. So for example, if here he draws the 4-pin, you can drop Chun and drop Chun. I mean, it's gonna pretty look.
Or just draw the tune. Okay. Ishan 10 now for a very sneaky hand. If usually you'd expect to draw, the 5-8 zone, you can declare Ricci with a 1-mon West. Wade, who would expect that? Now Toyman is building towards an Ipeco in the upper mon, and also maybe Dian Peiko if you can draw a 1-2 mon as well. Of course, we can see that won't happen. But Ishanten now.
You know what's funny? If he draws the north here, well, I guess he already drew. Never mind. He already discarded it. If he draws like 9-so here, there's a chance that you drop north and then you go for Chanta as well.
Yeah, redraw the 9-so and make the commit.
Redraw. Oh, I guess that's not happening too.
Yeah, looks like that's locked away as a possibility. Maybe swap out the north for this Hatsu. No, just holding the north for safety. And for good reason. Here's the Ricci. We'll probably see the 6-9 mon wait for Ricci Pinfu. Or just 7 mon Tanki. That is a play that you can make as well. And it's very difficult with 2 7-mon in your hand. But we can see there are 2 7-mon in the wall to be drawn. So maybe
Mm,
Leslie knows.
yeah, I don't really understand, but because there's all the 9 mons are dead, so it's 6. But in your eyes, you see 4 6 versus 2 7s.
The other thing is you get
So
Pinfu as well, even though the
yeah, you
9 mins are
get
cut.
Pinfu as well.
Oh, nice Kanshan fill from Harrison. That's a Dora, Ricci Pinfu Dora. Waiting on the 6-9. So. And counting the tiles, all the 9s are gone, but 2 6 still left in the wall. So it's 2 versus 2.
I like the Chin Dale.
Gee.
And we've seen Jensen do this a couple times now, not willing
Oh,
to
what?
necessarily fight. Oh, there's a
No.
7!
Wow.
Again, Harrison building a pretty hand that just gets cut short. This time to a Ricci Nomi from Leslie. And we will advance in dealership once again. Jensen now with 3 pairs Tanyao tiles, except some of those are in 2-3 shapes, which is a little bit awkward.
That was insane. That chi was insane. He didn't have to chi at all, but he just. But yeah.
Yeah, perhaps just fighting for
He just
K10.
maybe he's trying to change who gets Haite.
That's a good
I was
call
not
too.
counting. I was not counting who gets Haite, but that was maybe it. But because of that, he's actually stops the sumo, I believe.
And ends up paying nothing for it. So that is
Yeah, ends up paying nothing for it as well.
big brain play.
Yeah.
And so let's see. The more pairs drawn by dealer here, up to 1, 2, 3, 4 now. To the right, there's the Hatsu pair, but that's only going to be a 1-on hand. Now, Leslie isn't necessarily going to be upset with winning a 1-on hand here. Just move us to South 4. Although you do want to put a bit of ground between you and your opposition
Yeah.
when you're
I
last
mean,
dealer.
If you see a chance to build value, you should probably just build value because when everyone's just one Mongol away from each other, it really doesn't help.
See, the best hand here, outside of dealers, just ability to call for Tanyao, and Nuna's ability to open speed up for a cheap hand.
Wow.
Nothing really stands
Wow.
out.
I would have cut the 2-pin, but I guess he just wants to keep the safer tile instead. Oh wow.
Do you like the 2-pin for the 2-3-4 Sanchoku
Sanchoku?
chance? Yeah.
Yeah, because for example here, yeah.
I know.
I mean, I respect it because you just want to keep winning here because you don't really care about value as much as just prioritizing winning. But
kind of awkward that pairs up after you gave up your Chitoy chances, and yeah, just throws it back. We see on the left Aaron switching the weight around, trying to make a Chanta happen here, and maybe even Sanshoku Chanta. Would need to redraw the 8-so though, which seems a little bit difficult to do. Oh, closed con from Leslie of the Hatsu reveals the 2-so to be Doris. That increases the value of dealer's hand, and also Harrison has a 2-so across the table. Harrison hoping for Ricci Dora 2, I guess. There's a way to make that happen.
I'd be really sad if I was dealer right now.
Leslie considering just calling for Tenpai here, and does do so.
The amount of unlucky decisions that's happened, it's just kind of sad. But oh wow, he's really holding on to that North.
Yeah, unwilling to part with that in anticipation of a Ricci. Oh, not even dropping the 6 here.
Oh, okay.
Saves themselves a deal-in. And the Fu, I think that's 2,000 points.
North? Okay.
North finally comes out.
Sorry, who's this 2,000?
To the right, I believe.
That's a 26, I believe. No,
Each.
it's way more than 26. Oh, please Dom with this, or wow, he does this with only 3 weights left. Well, 0 in our eyes, but 3 in his eyes.
Right. Of course, even though the 1 mon is dead, the 4 mon is the one you really want. It gives you Tanyao and Ipeko. We see a chase from Aaron. Does manage to find a path to the Chanta. So declares the Richi for Richi Chanta. Waiting on the 9-so West. West is dead. 9-so yet to be... Oh, it's in Toyman's hand. And the 4 comes out!
Boom.
Reached Tempai. But this is going to deal into a dealer Mongon. Yeah, Harrison has been finding these big Tempais all game long, but getting cut short, and this time it hurts. Jensen jumps out to the lead, 43,000 points now after that Mongon. And not a bad starting hand, but really solidifying dominance here in this match. Now it's up to Leslie to make a comeback at 37,000. Dora's the 6-mon. We can't see any in hand. Yet to be drawn. And can Leslie build a comeback hand here? Chooses to drop the 9-mon, maybe the 9-7 shape. And actually we see a con of the 4-mon here. Aaron wants to spice things up a little bit. Reveals the new door indicator to be the east, and that is going to incentivize Jensen to just call and speed their way to a victory. Jensen's hand keeps improving. Look at all these glorious shapes, just waiting for an east to come out. We can see Aaron just trying to speed to any type of win. Desperate to make it over 30,000 before this game ends. Of course, you need to surpass the 30,000 mark in order to finish with a positive score here in this league. And now an abundance of pairs for Leslie on the right. Instead of dismembering one of those pairs, chooses to drop the 7-so and retains the 4-4-6 shape. So can find Tempai upon drawing the 7-mon, 4-so, 5-so, and the Haku.
I'm surprised he doesn't drop the Hakus there, or the 4-sos, because you can preserve Sanshoku like that. But if you're not really prioritizing Sanshoku, it's fine, but yeah.
I kind of like the Haku as a final weight as well, so maybe I would consider dropping 4-so, 4-so, and if necessary, you can bail yourself out by opening your hand. Oh, Jensen working around. He's found Ishanten. Still the ability to call the east should it come out, but none of the Dora have been seen outside of the 2 in Jensen's hands. We haven't seen the east drawn. We haven't seen the 6-mon, our original Dora, at all. 4-so drawn. Leslie declares the Richi. Will we see another Hakutsumo? We saw it earlier in the game. And this is Tempai. Wow. I think we'll see a chase.
Wow, he just...
Could Dama.
You probably should, but...
there are 2 9-mon out, so it's a little bit hard to find that last one, but just clear the Richi. So it'll be Richi, Dora 2, possibly 3. We did see a 6-mon come out just before the Richi.
Well, the positive thing is that the 9 is not usable by anyone. So that just will stop Toyman at best, because Kamicha's already... Sorry, I think they've already stopped.
Oh,
Maybe.
There's the Haku. And this is huge. That's direct dealing from first place to second. Richi, Haku, and 2 Ura! The con flips 1 extra. And that means that we have a new first place. Leslie reclaims the lead.
That's some pretty good stuff.
What a battle we're having right now between Leslie and Xiangyu. Nuna and Jensen. This dealership, you kind of don't want it anymore. You want the round to pass, is one school of thought. Or you can really run up the score now, is another. And with a Hatsu pair, you might be thinking about getting a dealer repeat with a fast hand here. Dora is the 4-mon. None in hand just yet. And wow, Leslie going Atozuke for the Hatsu. Has all the blocks you need to complete the hand. Jensen, perhaps sensing that it is going to be difficult to chase for first and wants to accept as large of a second as possible, matches the speed with a north call. But there's the Hatsu, and this is a fast Tenpai from Leslie. Managed to pull in the 3-pin Kanchan earlier, so 5/8 so wait now.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, this 5/8 so is kind of hard to win on unless you sumo at this point, because everyone else can pretty much use it unless you're Shimocha, where you probably just guard the 8 so, but otherwise, yeah, I think everyone's gonna be able to use it. Oh, huh.
We see the chi across the table. Aaron just trying to put something together. There's not a lot of value here, just 2 Han, but that is enough to make it over 2,000. Sorry, 30,000, and get a positive result out of this. Five eight, so still the weight, unchanged. We can see still 5 left in the wall to be drawn. Harrison just has nothing going on in this hand. Looks like a play for Kokushi, actually. And interesting from Aaron, not willing to part with this 9 mon, even though you can't really use it. 9 so rather. Oh, Jensen's in trouble. Has drawn the 8 so now. And it doesn't fit. Will likely be dealing in any moment. Harrison as well, advancing this Kokushi attempt. 2 tiles away from Tenpai, but one of those is the deadly 5 so. And you just had the feeling one of the two is going to drop it.
I mean, they must know something is up. Because
yeah, they're holding it to the last moment, and it does come out from Jensen. Now, we will see a dealer repeat in this league. If you are the dealer and you win the hand, we do not end the game if you are in first place. You must advance the dealership one more time. And so that gives Aaron across the table another chance to surpass Jensen, and Jensen another chance to take the lead from Leslie. And Harrison one more chance to make a brilliant comeback. Of course,
just so our viewers do know, I just got a message from Harrison. He said that he was using the bathroom during South 3, so he was just he clicked the Sumo Giri button and just dipped.
Oh my, now that happens sometimes. You have a sudden need to leave and there's nothing you can do about it.
So it didn't affect anything overall because he just bailed in the end, but
Quite
I thought that was kind of
fortunate.
funny. Quite fortunate for someone who really needs to use the bathroom.
Well, let's see if Leslie can put a hand together here. 2 tiles away from Tenpai. Not a lot of value, the Dora being the 1 mon. We can see one to the right, one to the left. Not really usable in the hand to the left. The hand to the right is pushing for Honitsu. Harrison wants to make a massive comeback. Has double south potential as well. So there is a Mangan to be had here. Oh, Chun comes in. Hanemon chance now. Double south, Chun, Honitsu, Dora. Dora 2? The Khan just revealed the 1 mon to be another Dora. This is the second time that we've seen an open Khan here from Aaron, I believe. And it certainly is making this game spicy. Now, Aaron is pretty close to Tenpai here. There's a 1. Can be called here by Harrison, but
Probably should not.
yeah, it doesn't really advance your shapes. The thing that Harrison might be hoping for is just a pair up of the Dora again. And no, just accepts the Tenpai here. This is just a Mangan currently. Wait, the 1 became double Dora. So double south, Dora 2, Honitsu is the Hanemon.
That went very quickly. Was he gonna draw the south if he didn't call the 1?
Well, the south did come out from the player to the right, so yeah, that does compute.
That's unlucky.
There's a 7-mon, but that's not coming out. And this is a Tempai, but it can't win from Aaron's perspective.
Oh.
Instead, it will be Jensen who closes it out with a Tanyao Nomi, which is probably the best possible result for Leslie and Jensen both. They cannot let Harrison complete this comeback hand. Wow, that was a game. Thrilling back and forth between Nuna and Jensen in the end. It'll be Leslie who comes out on top with a big plus 31.8. Xiangyu second place with positive 9.3. Aaron making a valiant effort to make it over 30,000, but just fell short, negative 6.8. And Harrison also making a valiant effort to complete the hands, but it seemed like the Tempais were just not winning, and falls with a negative 34.3. And so that's going to shake up the standings a little bit. We'll see Harrison drop outside of the promotion range for now. Aaron dips below the positive mark, again, just barely. And Leslie starting to climb again. Xiangyu doing the same. I imagine the next game will be quite exciting as well. It sounds like we'll have a little bit of a break in between the matches. We're about 4 minutes away, so maybe we'll take a quick peek at the overall standings. And we can see 24 of the players. The 24th being Jake with negative 55. And so it looks like Xiangyu not that far back at negative 68 is just a good second place away from fitting onto this screen. And bodes well for a potential comeback in the latter half of the season. We're not even halfway through yet, as this is just round 3 out of 6. Players will be hoping to put themselves in good position for those final 2 rounds where it seems so much action happens. Session 5, session 6, that's when players really make their push, just go all out for that promotion. And in the remaining 3 minutes, we'll take a quick pause to allow the commentators to catch their breath after this one. We'll come back with the second game of this B3 table after a short break. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are about to begin game number 2. We saw a really thrilling one in game 1 where Leslie managed to pull out an incredible Mongon. It was Ricci versus Ricci, and Leslie managed to win out there. We'll be starting as our first dealer, Aaron to the right in South Seat, Xiangyu across the table as our West player, and Harrison in the North Seat. Stanley, do you have a preference in seating position?
Yeah, West is the best.
I 100% agree. Yeah, I've had...
Yeah, like, North sucks because there's no Agariyama, and East sucks too because it's the first hand.
I'm a huge fan of the West as well. I'm glad we are in the same school of thought here. As the gong sounds, we are into the match. Leslie begins with an all-right hand. She will probably be aiming for a Ricci here, but does have a Dora. It's kind of hard to use that one so without pairing it up. So we'll see what happens. Does manage to pair up the Haku, and perhaps we'll be able to call that for somewhat of a speedy hand in the near future. To the right, Aaron is also probably aiming for Ricci here. It's a little bit difficult with the 3 pairs of terminal tiles or terminal bordering tiles. Is there a world where you ever turn this into some type of a Chanta or Junchan here?
If you happen to draw perfectly, then yes, but generally it's pretty hard. The only saving grace is that drawing one so makes this makes it Chanta and it's Dora. So that's the way you get saved, but it's really hard to force it when you have 3 5-pin and 7 Mon. I guess if you draw, because the problem is that you're gonna have to cut too many tiles to get the Tenpai on the Chanta.
Oh, well, this 8 Mon helps, and maybe you start seriously considering it.
Well, then you would cut the 6 so first, yeah.
Well, across the table, we see 3 pairs in Jensen's hand, probably hoping to create any Peiko in the upper Mon and declare Ricci. It's the hand on the left that looks maybe the fastest here. This is already Ishan 10, so very wide Ishan 10, hoping to draw a door, declare Ricci with the weight on the Hatsu. And I suspect when Jensen discarded that Hatsu, maybe it wasn't a pair yet in Harris's hand, or it got passed in the hopes of being able to clear Ricci with a once-cut honor. And now you see Aaron drawing the 7-so, and so the 3-5 pin will come out, and we will shift gears towards this Junchan.
He's calling it. Wow.
No call. She does not want to open this hand.
Boom.
Wow, I'm surprised. How do you not call that? But
I
guess they really want to keep this closed because they just think they're too far from Shanten from Tenpai, and it's not worth opening up the hand.
You do lose the Peiko, but
Yeah.
Junchan
Each.
Dora
Junchan
1.
Dora?
Yeah. Something. Oh, well, speaking of Dora, Harrison pulls it in and does find the beautiful 4-pin Hatsu. Wait, you just imagine if the Hatsu is drawn, it will be discarded.
And our dealer just jammed the 3-pin and did not care.
Oh, but there's the Hatsu.
Oh.
Pushes the other 3-pin first. It is safe.
It's coming out eventually.
Probably over the 7-so, right?
Probably right here.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah, almost unavoidable there if you're pushing your hand as dealer. And that's going to be a huge pickup for Harrison. Nice start to this game. Plus 5,200. And we will move ourselves forward. Aaron's dealership here. She's got a pretty nice starting hand. Again, an awkward to use Dora. You've got a low 9-pin sitting out there when you've got a pair of 6-pins in hand. But technically...
Thankfully, it looks like an easier 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
Banchoku. Since it's already pretty clear cut and you already have one finished for you.
And you definitely want to be able to use that Dora if possible.
Yeah, what really confuses me is the amount of middle tile cuts that not just dealer here, but just everyone in the table has been doing. I guess everyone just really wants to build Chanta here, but sometimes just the amount of middle tiles that's being cut is just widely concerning because it's really hurting the progress of their hand sometimes. But sometimes they just get hugely reward for it too. So it's like, what Oh wow, that's
Fast,
fast.
senpai.
Boom.
Now, one of the weights is the
Wait.
door indicator, and this does have a value because Leslie is sitting in the north seat, so it's just north only. And scary, Xiangyu has called the green dragon and the red dragon, and now Aaron is kind of stuck. Can you
Huh.
ever drop this Haku?
I'm surprised that they threw away their ramen to
Oh.
get the oh yeah, see?
Yeah, I guess you can. Yeah. Now the Haku did come out just a little bit earlier. Maybe
It
thought
would've been
it was safe
it
enough.
would have been Tenpai for now, but unlucky. But
So let's see if Jensen can probably like really angling
Gee.
for a toy, but unfortunately the Mon tile that you're looking for comes out first. And so we'll take this shampoo weight. The pins look like a pretty safe bet against this hand. It really looks like it's a Honitsu. But actually the weights are in the other two suits.
well, there's 3 tiles left versus 0 or 1. 1 No, 1 8-pin, sorry. 1 8-pin is left versus 1 8 so plus 2 2-pins.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Jensen has the advantage, not only in weights, but also in value here. I feel that Harrison is pretty much out of this round. Very hard to push any of these Mon tiles for Tenpai. And the shapes aren't that great either. Aaron, again, pushing the 4 Mon. Not necessarily a safe tile here, but willing to fight for their hand. Oh, there's the 8-pin, and
Dum.
sometimes the tile that has fewer of the wall is the one that gets drawn first. And with that, after that deal in, Jensen will become the dealer. This hand is not bad. Not in terms of value, perhaps, but as far as speed is concerned, some nice looking shapes. And completes one of them immediately. So 2 away from Tenpai. Orichi Nomi, probably.
Your hand value can get saved pretty quickly in this hand. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Just draw the door, right?
Well, yeah.
If you draw the door, you can end up with Reach Pinfu Dora. Which would be great. Tenpai, do you want it? Probably.
Each.
You're a dealer.
It was Richinomi here for 2,000, but if you flip Ura, it's just very easy, but yep. I don't know, because I think everyone can use 3-pin right now, so it's not gonna come out anytime soon from anyone.
Yeah, the other players will have to be walking on eggshells except for the player who has the door, and that looks like it's Harrison on the right. Harrison is the only player who really can't use a 3-pin. Well, there is a world where it could be used, but currently it doesn't quite fit into these shapes.
Gee.
We see the call, and the 3-pin comes
Oh,
out.
and it's coming out.
Oh, there is an Ura, so 3,900 is the pickup. And now Jensen steals away first place. 3 players are currently over 3,000, but not too much of a concern just yet. You're really battling for placement at the moment in these early rounds. And this high pie is all right. You've got all the shapes, but some of them could use some improvement. And no door in hand either. Just a quick scan around the table, and I'm noticing a lot of pin tiles in Aaron's hand. I'm wondering if we might see a play for Chinitsu. Do you think that's something that you would aim for if you draw... I guess you'd probably need to draw more pin tiles pretty soon. Otherwise, you don't want to commit to dropping the 4-5 so just yet.
It really just depends on how the tiles come in.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you draw tiles on the like 1-2, for example, Yeah, this is where you drop one and you probably just give up and go for Itsu, your budget Chinitsu.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so for example, if you draw 6 or 3 so here, you probably just drop 1, 2 and go Itsu. Or
Okay, question marks now. Because this helps both the Itsu and...
very good, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no Chinitsu
you
here.
probably just give up on and just go Itsu.
Yeah, after dropping the 6-pin and then the 2 1-pin, would you expect a 3-pin wait? It seems so unlikely. Oh, but more pin tiles are being drawn.
That's Chitoi too.
Yeah, Chitoi even an option there.
That was that could have been Chitoi Ishanten too.
And we see Jensen make an interesting play here. After drawing all 4 of the Tuso, decides we're going to make a shift to Tanyao. And you can use 3 of those Tusos as an Anko, and then the 4th can complete a 2-3-4 shape here. So not going to call the con just yet. Perhaps in the future. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I do feel like the Tanyao shift was just naturally how the hand was going to evolve. Just because, and you definitely just don't con here because there's no reason to con yet. Because you can still use it to build up value, or not build up value, but just to make better shapes for your hand, because your hand is still pretty much in shambles even with this draw. You're still 2 Shanten away, so it kind of feels really bad to play this hand sometimes. But eventually, the hand will come into something.
Right, and moving to Tanyao gives you the ability to call to fix some of these bad shapes. In the meantime, we saw Aaron actually draw 1 step closer into Tenpai for that Itsu, pulling in the 4-pin, and now Ishanten for that.
I guess he'll just con if he draws 4, 6, or 8. So
yeah, that's the other option. You don't have to con immediately. Should you pair something up, that would give you Tenpai. You can take that chance to make the con if you choose.
Or if they draw the 3, drop the 2, so or 8.
Yeah, 6. you could Tonki
it,
right,
and then just swap to another value weight.
Exactly.
Or not value, but just something that gives you better shape. But they really just looking to get Tenpai now. It's not even about winning the hand.
Yeah, we are approaching the end here. 18 tiles remain. There's Tenpai now. Will we see the con? There it is.
Oh, and he does get one. They do get 1 door off this, so
5 so is the weight. We can see 1 discarded, 2 in hand. That means 1 in the wall.
And
now, wow. Aaron also that increases the value. This is Tenpai. We see.
This is finally it. 3-pin.
2 across the table, 2 in the wall.
Oh.
And Jensen swaps the weight out. Drops Dora.
Wow.
Gee.
Swaps to the 6 so 8 so. And Harrison says, thank you. I'll take that and break the Ipatsu. Switch to Tanyao here. That is a bit of a push, but I think there are a few 8-mon out. There's 1 chance at that point. Again, 5-pin.
That's so ballsy. They just...
and fighting for this Ishanten, it looks like bailing it out now. Although it's the 3...
It's not coming out right. Thank you.
1 more chance to swap up the weight.
Probably won't now. Right? Because you already cut the 4.
Oh, just gives it up.
Just gives up.
Interesting. Nope. Willing to push the door up, but not willing to push
the
Nakasuji 6
that you cleared. Yeah.
And
that does put Kamicha in first place now.
Yeah, interestingly enough.
4,000 point swing.
Very congested at the top of the scoreboard here. Dealer now Harrison, who, wow, I like this Hypai. Has a pretty clear path forward. Could turn into Tanyao or just a Ricci.
Well, how about both?
Yeah, Ricci and Tanyao. Sounds good to me. You see a quick call from Jensen grabbing the Haku. There's a door in hand. No value outside of that currently. Oh, well, okay. How about 2 Dora? Now the value's there for 3,900 minimum. To the right, looking at Leslie's hand, she is working with a fairly standard Ricci, maybe Ricci Pinfu, Ricci Pinfu Tanyao. And across the table, Aaron, also a fairly standard hand. We'll see Ricci Dora. Maybe there's an Itsu in the So to be built, but probably just a Ricci Pinfu.
Tennis. Huh.
Ricci.
What?
Oh, that's fast.
Oh,
That
that's
is fast. So here we go. Ricci Tanyao.
on the 3 months that are
Oh, they're all in
Very
Harrison's
much-
hand.
gone.
Now we've seen Harrison
Yeah,
a couple
well,
times.
He'll pull it back. He'll pull it back.
Sometimes when he wants to defend, he'll pick the Taliesin. Oh, whoa, Aaron.
There.
Yeah, that tile did not fit in her hand. We'll just throw it out there. Oh, the Ura 2 is painful. And the scoring screen just zoomed right forward. We didn't even get to look at that, but yeah, it was not an expensive hand until
You hit.
the Ura. And
Yeah. Evolved your 26 into a 8,000. Classic.
And
Just
yeah,
hit.
that's why Ricci +1 pays off.
Yeah.
Ricci Tanya, Sumo Ura, or in this case, Ura 2. And this hand looking great for Leslie again.
Yeah.
Already 2 away from Tempai. And perfect draws can even find Pinfu with it as well. Or Tanya. Right. Aaron. Not really a comeback hand here. There is a Dora. So again, Ricci +1. Find a Sumo, find an Ura. You can make some magic happen.
Is pretty good.
Jensen across the table. Not bad. If you could find the 3
Ricci.
ooh. And just immediately hits the
Okay.
button. It's a Ricci Tanyao.
Right.
Waiting on the
Don't
6 pin.
Don't think you should have reached it, but still fine overall. But yeah, there's way too much upgrade potential for this hand.
If you
And
don't,
even if you pass up,
Mm.
yeah, because there's just too much upgrade potential for the hand, and if someone just throws the 6 pin, just win, is what it is. But if no one drops the 6 pin, you can
Sumo.
or
the
just
Sumo.
Sumo, just Sumo. That that works too. Reach Sumo
Maybe
Tanyao
just-
Ura, no Ura, but 7,800 pickup total, and
that's still pretty good.
yeah, Leslie is doing great in these 2 games. She is on an absolute tear, up to 42,000 now. Everyone is below 30,000, and has a Dora Chun in hand. We'll see how long that sticks around. 3 pairs elsewhere, so there's a world where you end up moving towards
Probably,
the Chitoid with a Dora pair.
probably quite high that it stays in for a long time. Just
Yeah.
considering how you probably just can't build anything.
Yeah, the hand
With it,
looking a little bit messy here, huh?
Huh.
I think
Uh,
Leslie is considering Chitoid pretty strongly here. I mean, just given how messy the hand is. And maybe even 1, 2, 3 Sanchoku.
Well, it's not super messy, but I guess you're half committed now by dropping the 6 though. Unless you somehow build vertically instead of getting that Chitoi. But
But it's interesting. Some players have different, thoughts about how to handle Dora, Dragon Dora. And perhaps Leslie is in the camp of, I'm never going to drop it unless I see somebody else dropping it. And if you're not going to drop it, the only way you can really progress your hand with it in hand is to use it, is to draw more of it. So maybe with that, taking that into consideration and the other pairs, was thinking Chitoi is a good route.
I do think it's up to preference, but just if you're going to force Chitoi or you're looking Chitoi, generally you just drop the South first. But I think they're kind of just looking at everything now.
Yeah.
Just half Chitoi, half Pinfu, half Ipeiko. And you're probably gonna just drop the 3 here again. drop or 8. Oh.
I mean, it should be noted now, Aaron has dropped a Chun, so it is safe to get that Dora through if you're trying to switch this back into a normal hand. But now maybe sensing some opportunity to use that as a sneaky pair weight. Although the 6 mon draw now starts to shade you back towards a normal hand.
Yeah.
Oh, Harrison on the left just pulled in
Holding up
another
back.
5 so.
This is so rough for our dealer.
Ishan
Because-
10?
Ishan 10, but hard to get into.
Yeah, I mean, there's some great draws like this one.
リーチ、
Oh.
And does take the door Tonki.
What? They're
You-
insane. That's insane.
Leslie has
Wow.
absolutely no fear, and really no need to fear just yet. I mean, everything's been
Yeet.
working. We'll see a chase.
Until now.
Yeah, this is just Ricci Pinfu, though. Oh, it will deal into
Oh,
Ipatsu, though. Ricci Pinfu Ipatsu. And no Urasu, just 3,900, not that bad. Compared to your dealer Mangan.
Wow.
And it seems like it'll be another battle between Leslie and Jensen once again. Nuna and
It
Jensen
really,
going back
wow,
and forth.
really forced out the. I would never do that, but I mean that's because I'd always just be too scared to do it. That's insane.
Well, let's talk about the scary hand that Harrison has. Remember, the last hand had been building towards a So Honitsu. And this hand basically started with the same thing.
Boom.
This one's way easier though, but he does decide to lower his value of his hand temporarily by calling the tune.
It looks like the
Because
south
he-
is already cut, so you're not going to be able to increase it here.
South. So the only way you're getting is by drawing 9s though, and then upgrading from 39 to 52.
Yeah,
But I guess he really just wants to win right now. Anything.
the other advantage here is that if you can beat, when you take your 3,900, move over 30,000, prevent 4th place from having a dealer round, then you're pretty well locked into 3rd. Wow, is this
Gee.
Tempai already with a Suji Trap 8-pin? Now you haven't reached, so the other players won't necessarily be thinking about the Suji. But Itsu already, Itsudora 1 on the right.
チ、
Now dealer has the Dora pair. Echoes Atozuke waiting for the Hatsu to come out. And Harrison finds Tempai 5-8 so wait. So we see 2 different Tempais.
What is? Wow.
Oh, there's the Hatsu. We might see a Ricci now.
I think he'll just commit to it. Oh.
Pulled
No.
into Roan.
Why?
Just draws back-to-back tiles that Aaron needs. And this is going to make things quite interesting. Now, Leslie is the only player over 30,000. Aaron climbing back up. Starts with 2 Dora again and the Hatsu pair. We might see a repeat of the last round. And this hand is 2 away from Tempai already. Hatsu in Leslie's hand. We might see that come out fairly early. And now Ishanten.
Getting rewarded for not calling. That's wow.
If you
I definitely would have called it.
Yeah, a lot of incentive to
It-
just grab Dora 3 as dealer.
It also makes it that
Boom.
if people are playing cautious, it just makes it that no one can drop any Yakuhide for you. So East, South, and Dragons are just all, they're gonna sit in the hand for way longer and just prevent them from building anything good. But ooh, I guess you go 2-1 here. Oh wow, and now they can still call Dora again now,
Right.
or I mean call Hatsu again.
Yeah, grab the Hatsu and wait on the 7 7 Mon. Now, of course, in the meantime, we saw Jensen make the call here. Now, Ishanten
Going for something.
going for a let's end this dealership hand.
I'm getting out of here. Is what they're saying.
And not just yet. Not if Aaron has something to say about this. That 9 so draw across the table means that Harrison might start to think about the Itsu.
Oh wow.
Oh, and just drops the 4-pin pair. So going to use the East as the pair in this hand. And
There.
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was Dealer is kind of just sitting here, but they actually did pretty good job in holding the 5, in my opinion. Just like noticing that it can be Honitsu, which we know it isn't, but from his or from their eye, yeah, they know. Oh,
Yeah, they don't know.
but
It could be Honitsu on the right, and so just preventing Jensen from being able to make that call. Now, we can see that it's not able to be called in that fashion, but
yeah.
it's always good to be aware of what the other players on the table are doing.
And dealer really just sacrificed their speed,
Oh.
potential speed,
Well, the 5 mon,
by not keeping the 8. So
yeah.
I really like this commitment, and we'll see how it plays off. But
Now remember, at the beginning of this hand, Leslie had a Hatsu that I thought would come out. It got paired up, and so now Mochi Mochi are the 2 Hatsu players.
and that's also a good Hatsu hold the entire time. Just
That's a couple times now that Leslie has held tiles. Well, not just tiles, the Hatsu specifically, and prevented someone from being able to progress their hand. Now
Hatsu
this
cult.
the 6 mon really helps. You can use another Dora now. Should Harrison ever choose to discard it?
Boom.
Tempai found for Jensen. Again, looks like a scary Honitsu. It's just Chunomi. And it might be difficult for Harrison to drop that 9 mon now. Because you know you're dealing, if you deal into Honitsu, Chun, Dora 1, it's a Mangan. Aaron, no fear on the 3 mon. Can't see all of the 4 mon, so perhaps thinking it's difficult to use.
Box, though, but still not very good to draw. I'm pretty surprised that they just haven't stopped here, but I guess they last place, so you don't really have anything to lose so far.
Yeah, interesting. Leslie on the left could have been Tempai here, but was not willing to drop the east. Now is Harrison can make the call for Tempai, but there would be no Yaku.
Boom.
But with 6 draws remaining, does make the play.
That's fine. Now he gets Keishiki. Oh!
Boom.
Leslie fighting for the Tempai ends up dealing into 1300, and after all is said and done, back to 2 players over 30,000, and the battle for first is on again.
That's insane. That's insane too, because dealer would have gone to Tempai with Ipeiko.
Yeah,
and he did, and they don't have to reach you because it's just Ipeiko. They have Ipeiko Dora 2, and if they have Takame Hatsu, which is never coming out, but the 7. So I believe has 1 left.
Yeah, it's amazing how 1 call can change everything.
Not the first time, too.
Absolutely. You start to look back at your matches at some of the calls and think, what could have been? What could have been?
And it's always Harrison who's been doing it this entire time, I believe. Harrison keeps doing it.
Well, okay, we're gonna have to put that on hold.
Jeez.
Now, interesting, it was a Dora tile that came out as the Ricci tile. Immediately called away by Jensen here. For Ricci Nomi, is there a world where you prefer just dropping the 1-2 mon and trying to make use of that Dora?
Yes, because it's South 3 already, so, and even if you win this hand, you're getting 1300?
Yeah, 1300 unless you Tsubo or find Uda.
Yeah, 1300, and even if you reach Sumo, assuming there's no Uda, it's gonna be really sad. So I just prefer to hold on to it, and you're only temporarily getting out, and as long as you pair it up with anything, you can just reach it again, and it'll be roughly the same weight overall.
Right, even if you, like, worst possible draw is maybe the 9, and you're waiting on that
9,
that Kanchan 8. It's still about
it's maybe still the same. It's still the same technically or it's not the same because or at that time it would have been the same. Yeah, it would have been close to Dora, and the 8 wouldn't have been shown, so you would have saw 4 versus 4.
But I guess the point is that you're declaring Ricci with Ricci Dora instead of Ricci Nomi. Yeah. But this still does put a lot of pressure on the table, and your direct competition is Harrison in 3rd place.
If there's that much pressure when the declaration tile was Ricci with Dora on the Dora tile.
It's true.
So most people are just like, oh, I see the Dora's out. Especially if you're Harrison, you have
Boom.
you know where 3 of the Dora is, so you're probably not too scared of this hand.
Yeah, you say the breach was the Dora. I have 2 of them. What could the hand possibly be? Unless they started with just the absolute miracle
Monster.
hand. Yeah,
And they cut Dora, and they had another Dora in their hand.
right. Or they just had like some type of Itsu shenanigans, or like Sanshoku Pinfu, Reach Sanshoku Pinfu, something like that. It's hard to see their hand being worth a lot. But even 1,000 points is enough to change places on a direct.
Gee.
Oh, I guess, okay, 1,300 is enough to change places on a direct hit. 3 Mon starting to get used up. 2 have been picked up across the table, and 1 in Harrison's hand. Harrison's starting to make the push for Tenpai. 2 away currently. And if Jensen ever drops the 2 Mon, and Harrison can safely make that call and drop the 4.
Jensen, I think, is already given up,
Gee.
knowing that this tier is too far away from Tenpai, so they've just pretty much given up.
Yeah, 4 Mon?
Standard here to cut the 4 Mon here, actually.
That is Nakasuji. And it
It's
keeps
standard, yeah.
your... Oh, the
No.
3 comes out and deals in. It does keep the nice shape, the 5-7-7, or the worst shape, the 5-7-7. Keeps that as flexible as possible. But after that deal in, we will see an exchange of places. So Aaron does grab a temporary advantage in 3rd.
But yeah, thankfully they did hit on the one person they really need to hit the Richinomi off of.
Boom.
But now you're kind of just you're still pushing because
Yeah.
assuming you're still pushing this because 1,000 points don't mean anything because no, nice hand by our dealer right here. Very, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
Nice shaped at least.
I'm also looking across the table at the Dora 2 in Aaron's hand.
Yeah, it's always the Hatsu.
It seems the Hatsu has been the culprit a lot today. And we see one hanging out in Leslie's hand. We'll see if she manages to prevent another Dora Pone.
Well, they have the best reason to never throw it. It's because they're
Boom.
first place.
Now,
But
if
it
they
looks like
find
it's
Tenpai,
East, and then they're gonna Tonki on it.
that would be the app. I would love to see that.
They already done it.
Oh!
Reach.
Oh, just draw it. Oh, and that's a fast Ricci declaration. I'm not sure I would have done that.
Wow.
They were at 27-9, so you could Dama your way into first place.
Yeah, you were already good enough, but
Well,
oh, bye.
this is Tenpai. Does Harrison fight? I feel like he has to as dealer,
Each.
I think
He will.
Bye.
Boom.
and that's going to deal in. Ricci, Hatsu, Dora 3. We'll check the Ura. There is one for the Hanuman, and that will confirm it. Aaron comes all the way back from 4th and South 3, wins 2 hands directly to make it into first place. And what a finish. Oh my. And for Harrison, you gotta feel bad. That was so unlucky. It seems like that had been the game, has been, the situation all night for Harrison, finding Tenpai, but just a little bit too late. And for Aaron, what a nice comeback.
Very good comeback.
Plus 24.9 when all is said and done.
24.9. Yeah, the Hanuman, the upgrade to Hanuman with the Ricci doesn't make the first place placement any different, but they do gain an extra juicy 4,000 extra points. But that was insane.
Yeah,
Wow,
and Leslie was holding that door out to the bitter end. Did pull out the 10.7. Jensen finishing at exactly the starting points, 30,000, will confirm a 0.0 score after that game.
Plus minus 0. Saki would be proud.
And so we will update the standings one more time. You can see them flickering now. Aaron climbing up to 11th place overall, tied with Harrison. So 2 games in, Aaron has climbed and Harrison has fallen down to the same level. We'll have 2 more games to be played later this week at this table, and I'm sure they'll be exciting ones. All right. Well, that completes the B3 matchup. Now, I did see that a B1 matchup started a little while ago. What do you think, Stanley? Up to watch another game?
We could probably just pop in and see how they're doing so far.
Sure. Okay, well, let me go ahead and swap over. Let me find the matchup. Grabbing B1, table 3. And who's playing at this table? It looks like Joe, Clinton. I think I saw Pio's name flicker on the screen briefly.
Joe, Clinton, Pio, Joshua.
Okay, already in South
Ooh.
3.
This is going to be a quick one. Nice hand, too. 3/4 side Sanshoku?
Hey, I would take that. I love me some Sanshoku. Of course, ideal draw here might be the 5-pin, of course.
5-pin. 5-pin, and then you just Dama.
Yeah, and then if you get the 4-so, you get Tanya as well. Just maximum value.
Or and then if you get the last 2-pin, you just go for your 3-sided weight.
Yeah.
But this hand looks good, but that's 4 1-pins. 4 1-sos have been cut. 3 2-pins have been cut. And all the 5-pins are dead.
A 7-man. Actually, the only tile that deals in here. Sanchoku Dora 1 for 2,000. Pio will advance the lead a bit. We'll take this moment to switch dealer over. And currently, the names that you see on the side of your screen do not match the names of the players in this game. We switch over briefly to this one. We'll, if we end up watching another match, we'll go ahead and change those names.
Yeah. And just gonna answer some questions in the chat. Tenho is just one global server, or technically just one server in Japan that we just all connect to. And yep, that's pretty much what it is. So if you're just playing versus everyone else, unlike Mahjong Soul, where they have different servers depending on where you play from.
And this hand, Pio, in first place, wants to maintain the lead, so you have to be careful of Joe on your right, but also you really just want to run up the score. And has a hand that is all right. Ricci Dora 1 would be pretty good. Now you're starting to draw some pairs.
It looked like a Chi Toy, actually.
Yeah, now you've got 4. Oh, nope, doesn't want it.
Oh, it doesn't want the Chi Toy. I do think that both sides are fine, because if you go for the Chi Toy, any type of Ricci, you're just done. You take your no 10 and you say, I'm out of here.
I know some players...
Then, I also do understand the point of racking your points up to make it impossible for people to catch up. But it really just depends on your playstyle.
And even overall in the standings, you might feel like you want to rack up points to just secure your promotion.
Yep. Really just depends on how you decide to play the game. Yeah, so if I've seen most people just rewarded for going for the pin for dropping the 5, because now you just play for pin fu.
We see a couple nice hands building across the table. Probably drop one of these pairs and aim for Ricci, Pinfu, and then either Tanya or Dora.
And then or you just draw 6, 7, you just go Sansh. Maybe if you draw 4, 5 again. So
pull the Dora, get the 3-sided weight. How about that? It comes right out. Ricci, Patsu, Pinfu, Dora. And we will end this game with an Ura for the Mangan. So Clinton making a climb back here.
That's quite unfortunate.
Yeah, well, out of the nines, we're out already, but one more nine does deal in, and so Pio will claim the first place here, plus 26.9. Joe Jowser, plus 10.8 with a very nice second. Clinton finds a way back to third place with that beautiful hand, almost even makes it to 30,000, but will finish with a small negative, negative 6.6. And Joshua will eat the negative 31.1 at the end of this game.
Yep. Quite unfortunate that their points were just very close, because even if, even they can't even bail if they want to bail, because just not getting the 10 pi will just put them in last at the same time. But it does hurt that you have to pay the extra, was it 8,000?
Yeah, it's so rough when you're in a tight battle between third and fourth then fourth place goes rich.
Yeah, because if the dealer is definitely just bailing from there on, so then what's going to happen is that most likely it's going to be one person 10 pi or two people 10 pi, and then it's just 4,000 or 3,000 point swing. It's just you third or last. Sorry, last. So either way, you still have to push 9. So that's just quite unfortunate.
Yeah.
The timing.
Right. I mean, I guess maybe you can find a safe tile to try to pass on the Ipatsu turn, but it's still going to be expensive no matter what you do.
Or, yeah, what you're really trying to do is you're trying to avoid getting last anyways, just overall. But it does hurt in a league setting where you get punished for getting a last that, more than like a no 10 last than a pushing last. Because you can save up extra points that might affect your ranking overall.
Right. Okay, updating the players here. We know Clinton, Joe, Joshua, and Edwin are all playing. I'm actually not sure which Joshua. Not Joshua B, Joshua R. Okay, I have word that they are starting a second match. In fact, that might even be going on right now. So we'll hop in as soon as we can. We'll just update the last name for you here. Pio. Looks like Clinton will be our first dealer here. So we'll get to watch the B1 Table 3 mashup right from the first round. And we're off.
Oh, nice.
All right, game just started. Clinton first dealer, Joshua to our right, Pio across the table, Joe on the left. Door is the east wind. Dealer has one of those. Ooh, that is scary if the dealer can find a pair. Speaking of pairs, has 3 currently. Might have even had a chance at some type of Chanta here.
Definitely could have took a Chanta if they decide to go a Chanta, but it's kind of rough when you have to drop the Tumon. So it just takes too much time to go Chanta when you can just build a standard looking hand. And ooh.
Yeah, Dora comes out on the left.
Dora, because 1 just came out. Just follow up. And not greed for the value.
And so it looks like it will be a somewhat peaceful round here. No Dora bombing, at least. And the draws are coming together for Clinton. Now, this is a curious spot. Do you just start to drop? Like, what's your worst shape? Is it the north-north? Is it the 8-9?
Well, you draw north and you just go 8-9.
Well, it looks like the north is dead now.
Always going to be an 8-9. Just always from now on. Are the norths dead?
Yeah, it looks like one is the door indicator, and one was the first discard to the right. So
Yeah.
unless you draw the Tumon, you're probably just dropping north-north here. And meanwhile, in the meantime, Joshua making a play for the Tanyao.
Oh, yeah, and you probably...
Just notice this, the names hadn't updated on the screen. They should be visible now.
Yeah, I think this 8. I think you actually just keep the norths here. And just eventually draw into... What? Huh?
This is an interesting move. So you can still end up dropping the Norse here, presumably after.
Yeah, I didn't misclick or something.
Yeah, that happens. We see a call for Toy Toy by Pio. 2-pin, 5 mon.
I think you just give up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice Toy Toy.
40 food Toy Toy, 52 pickup. Nice start for Pio again. We picked up at this table with a Pio win. Continue it in game number 2. Move to East 2. It is Joshua's dealership. A door in hand. 3 pairs. Looks like I'm just maybe for a Ricci. Maybe there's an Itsu in Mon, but it's kind of hard to make that with these shapes. You'd have to be discarding a lot for it. In the right, Pio's got a lot of Mon tiles. And the other floaters aren't amazing. We might just start to just drop those away and work towards a Chinitsu.
Yep, Chinitsu, Honitsu, whatever you draw into. It looks pretty... Oh.
Wait, counting the pairs here, there are 3 pairs and an uncle already. So how about like 4 concealed Chinitsu?
Tulanko, yeah.
There.
It really just... Oh, what is this hand? Both hands are just building vertically, but... Huh.
Yeah, Toyman is making the, your normal Pinfu. And on the left...
Oh. Yep, just push the Chinitsu.
Yeah, Clinton just playing normally here for Ricci.
And just call anything here, really.
Actually,
but the 2... Those are dead, actually. So it's actually... He doesn't know that, or they don't know that, but he doesn't know that, but... Oh,
more pairs. So this is actually Chitoi Ishan 10.
Chitoi Ishan 10, or if they draw a 5, 2, 8, or 2... Oh, never mind, just go Chitoi.
So do we Dama for a better weight? No, just takes the Ricci. 4-pin.
I'm surprised they just didn't Dama when they have Dora 2. Just because you can just go off to something nicer. But...
Here, it kind of like pushes Pio into the Chinitsu.
Yeah, it really just pushes him into the Chinitsu, actually, but Pio doesn't know, like, has 0 information. And Sosu looks just as bad as any other tile, so you might just end up just pushing the Chinitsu because he just doesn't care. And see?
We've seen only 1 Sozu discarded. So no opportunity for Pio to call anything. 7 So is a bit of a push if Joe wants to win this hand.
Oh, 1 pin. His weight is not available, but but if he gets 1 more tile, he will drop the 1. So most likely for Chinitsu Toy Toy.
Actually, Clinton on the left has found Ishanten for Chitoi as well. And Ishanten for a normal hand if you think about making Ipeiko. Amazing. Joshua has only dropped Manzu honors and then that 1-4 so.
Everyone is blocking each other right now, and it's so insane.
Joe found Tenpai 369, not willing to declare the Ricci though.
I don't think you would probably ever declare Ricci, because you see that someone's going Chinitsu in that 1 suit. Oh, and everyone is now, or Pio's just done. He can't get to Tenpai anymore. Most likely.
Yeah, Clinton would have to push something.
Yeah, or he draws the last 6.
Oh, there's the 6.
Oh.
Wrong.
But that's a wrong.
But that's a wrong.
Wow.
So insane.
Yeah, that round was wild. Pio almost ending up with Chinitsu Toy Toy.
Yeah, and he could have kept Dama the entire time and tried to go for Honitsu Chitoi. Or, I mean, Chinitsu Chitoi. But overall, the fact that everyone was blocking each other's tiles was just very insane.
And now we move to East 3. Pio's dealership has a lot of Mon tiles. The Dora is the Haku, so we'll see. Well, we'll see a pair up. And now the plan becomes clear. Call and then win. And
let's go.
That is an argument for discarding the Dora Dragons as soon as possible. One turn too late from Joe, and that gives Pio Dealer Mongon.
This is absurd the amount of Honitsu Chitoi looking hands.
Yeah. I mean, like to the right, starting to pick up more pairs. We have 4 now across the table. That hand is just absurd.
Alright, just go Honitsu.
Rewarded for not making the call on the 8 there. Just draw the Ankh of the 9-pin yourself. Here's another 8. Now do you want it?
No. Never take it.
You're
Honitsu Ishanten. With Ipeco chance too.
There's Chitoi as well if you want it. Depends on what you draw.
Yeah. And calling just lowers your hand value just way too much from 8,000 to 2,000.
Yeah, when you're this close.
So, yeah.
We're into the second row. Now, I guess if you're afraid of Pio's hand and you think you need to win your hand, even if it's just Honitsu Nomi. Just Honitsu.
Boom.
Oh, it looks like that's a Toy play. So finding a different route to Mongon, but in the meantime, Pio's also found Tenpai. It's awkward. It's the 3-pin. That's a tough tile to see come out. It's never leaving Clinton's hand.
Pio's going to have to sumo it, most likely.
Yeah, every player here can use the 3.
Yeah.
Interesting for Joshua.
Yeah.
Yeah, decides to just keep the Ishanten here for reach Pinhu Ipeco possibly. Con? Pio cons these, right? No, he doesn't.
No.
Boom.
So now the
Toy is live.
Now the 3-pin is the Roron now.
The Joe had found Ishanten. Danger. If Joe finds another 4-pin, might be tempted to take the Tenpai. Oh, no switch.
No switch.
Clinton, greed pays off. You don't switch the 1-4 here.
No, you definitely don't because you would have sumoed.
Oh, that's absolute pain. Switches to the Tonki now, but it. Oh, that is such a trap.
That's actually very smart because you can still swap off again.
Oh, can right here, but that'd be Furiten. Yeah. Oh, but there's the 4. No, Joe. This is not.
No,
not the 1.
No.
Now, fortunately, it's not a double roam because
it would have been
Pio switched off.
40,000 if it was a double run.
Oh, that would have been so insane. Joe actually super lucky that Pio fell off the weight, just dealing into the Mongon there.
And Pio must be kind of sad right now because he just threw away his hand 2 times.
If you pick, once you made that choice, I feel like you've got to commit to it. It's too late. But I can sympathize because
I respect the second swap. Is what it is.
Yeah,
the first swap is really whatever, but the second swap, the first keeping the first time was just a pretty standard play. But swapping over to Tonki after he saw one discarded, that's really respect because that's not something standard to do. Even though that's a really smart decision in my opinion.
Yeah,
but that's just requires so much courage. I would just half the times I would just commit, but and if it worked out, he would have made the insane play. But
right, we'd all be
yeah.
And there was a world. I mean, I think it was Clinton who had the pair, or rather Joshua who had the pair of 2s. Could have seen that come out, assuming it was safe after it passed once, but did not pay off this time. Oh, Dora pair up. We'll take those. Joe hoping to make up those points. Well, we see a Tenpai for Pio as well. Slightly better weight here, 5-8.
And just gonna do a lot of blocking again.
Each.
And the winning tile is drawn, but incorporated into the hand. So Clinton will declare Ricci. Ricci Pinfu, waiting on the 5-8 pin. Question marks for PO. 6 pin, not the worst tile, but probably second worst tile that you could draw in this situation. On the line with the Dora. And it's just bailing out. Now Joe, on the other hand, has some incentive to push as dealer with 2 Dora in hand.
There's a chance that he drops Dora if he really wants to create it.
Oh, just gonna take the Tempai.
Don't.
So Ricci, Pinfu, and we'll check the Ura. No Ura, so just 2,000 points, but I feel bad. It looked like a hand that Joe could recover some points with, but just falls short upon reaching Tempai. Clinton now really advancing here in first. Has the ability to incorporate Dora into this hand. We'll probably aim for a Ricci. There's a world where you end up dropping north here and turn this into a Tanyao or a, a standard Pinfu.
Just looking like a Chitoy here. It can also just go back to Pinfu or like Pinfu with Ipeco with this type of shape.
Yeah, if you draw something like the 5 Mon or the 4 pin, you might end up dropping pair in that scenario.
And yeah, you can just do whatever you want right now. You're first place, so and even if you just take no 10 here, it's just pretty good. And I mean, across the board, we have another Chinitsu monster again.
Yeah, it seems like we've seen nothing but Chinitsu. This time it's PO who's building it in the So. Doesn't necessarily need to commit to it, but that's where the value is in this hand, at least. Oh, Dora drop. Joe must be close to Tempai here. Ishanten.
Oh, he gets rewarded, so now he gets Ishanten off of it. He probably is just thinking, oh,
doesn't want the Chitoy.
He refuses to take the Chitoy. I'm pretty surprised. Wow.
Well, Joe finds
it's pretty standard to take Chitoy there, just drop 7 pin or so. I mean 7 mon or something like that. But he really just wants to incorporate Tanya plus Pinfu, maybe.
And maybe think I could grab another Dora.
Tanya probably though.
Yeah. And not quite Tempai for Joe, but a better Ishanten here.
Oh, even just he upgraded 1 Han technically for Tanya. If you go Chitoy Tanya here. The most standard is just cut 5-3 pin here, just so you can keep looking for Pinfu. And I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but there's like an off chance that you maybe get Yanpeko here.
Yeah, I mean, let's put the Yanpeko alert up.
It's not happening, but I just wanted to put it out there. There's just like that, like, oh no, never mind, it's not happening ever.
Well, we see a Tempai across the table. 2 pin for Ipeco. No Ricci.
Yeah, I probably would not reach those when there's only 3 left. And there's a high chance that it just comes out of anyone's hand.
Each.
Is that Itsu? On Con 5.
Oh, take that Ricci. It's twice cut.
2 left.
Each.
Oh, and a chase. Joe's gonna fight. Now, it's not. These aren't that scary because that's the 3rd door that's come out. So if there's value in these hands, it's got to come out. It's got to come from another Yaku. And so something like this, Itsu is really valuable. At Joe's hand, just Ricci Pinfu, potential Ipeco on the 6 mod.
That probably is not going to come out, right? Yes. So there's only 1 5 pin left. Versus...
Oh, just Sumo! And this is a Mangan minimum. We'll check the Ura. No Ura, but still beautiful pickup from Joshua.
That's the perfect swing he needs, actually.
All the way into first.
All the way perfectly into first. And that's just the perfect person, because he's off the dealer too.
Yes.
Who was in first place.
Yeah.
Paying 2,000 extra points is
not really what you wanted there, but
Joshua probably knows that that was the last 5-pin. It was very likely that somebody else had one in their hand. So quite lucky, but won't win the play unless you go for it. And this hand is building nicely with 2 Dora in hand, 2 completed shapes, and a couple pairs.
yeah. And it's pretty straightforward on how you go in this hand. There's only really one way to go. Just keep throwing.
Hand to the right, looking standard for Ricci. The Dora. Across the table. Whoa, that's a nice Anko. Itsu. Well, not there, because we're going to just take the Tenpai here, right? No. Does not want Tenpai. Wants the Itsu. Fair play. Gonna go for a little bit more, especially in 4th place in South 2.
Yeah. Or just looking for Pinfu, at least. Oh. Huh.
I think a lot of times you just drop the Formon there and float the Itsu and the Dora acceptance.
Yeah.
Oh, and there would have been the Itsu. Well, now you're just aiming for Pinfu or Ipeco or Dora acceptance. There's a lot of improvements still in this hand.
And here you probably draw double 9-so. Yep.
Yeah, if you think you're going to end up on the Shanpon, do you like the once cut 9-so better or the 4-pin? The 4-pin has upgrades around it.
You're not playing for the Shanpon, really. You're playing for the fact that you can draw 3 or 5 pin.
Right.
To big. More likely for that.
And here's the Tenpai.
And then you just Ricci. So, it really makes no difference because 9-so was just as bad as 4-pin or 5-pin in terms of if someone's bailing against you. And since you already saw 1 9-so out, and there's the Potts tile, which is not coming out ever. I think.
Joe finds a safe tile. Wasn't Genbutsu, but it does pass.
And Ricci? No.
The wall tempting Joe back into it. Danger if he draws a Dora.
G.
Oh, finds Tenpai another way. This is just hits the button. We'll probably drop the 4-so unless really scared of that being the Dora indicator, but that does give the best weight.
He's on a Furry 10 258 pin Ricci.
Yeah, that hit the button really fast and maybe didn't consider the Furi 10 aspect. I certainly didn't notice it right away.
I believe he just...
Oh, that is going to be maximum punishment.
That's all you wanted.
Joshua.
Yeah, wow.
2 straight monster hands.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if he just clicked the Ricci button and just committed, or he just really, because if you're gonna free 10 there, you just don't Ricci usually, because you have to sumo either way. And if in situations where you draw the Dora like that, you just stop playing. You just stop.
Right.
It's unfortunate that,
or even your Ricci Dora Tanki.
Yeah, that's just very unfortunate. Wow, that's just unfortunate.
Yeah, well, Dora in this round is the north. We see 2 in the hand to the right. Pio could make use of these. Maybe use that in the pair for a Pinfu type hand, or just Ricci Dora 2 is totally acceptable as well. Now, our dealer...
Kamicha just gave up their Tenpai, and the Tenpai again on North Tanki.
That's great.
Ricci... dealer... Yeah, wow.
Dealer, this hand does not look like something you could fight with, so Joshua will probably be passing this up. Totally fine after picking up 12,000. Oh, well, 5-pin. That doesn't look like bailing, so maybe Joshua's not done with this hand just yet. I'm
surprised they played Tanki, actually.
I mean, Dora Tanki is...
I think it's okay. Just usually, yeah, I think it's fine, but
it's a little more awkward since you are in the north seat.
Yeah, it's more awkward when you're in the north seat, and especially because if you draw if he just say Dama and just held the 8 in the end or 6, he would have drawn the 8 and he would have just reached it on Sunshuk instead. Which-
Yeah, that's a good point.
Just as bad just as bad because there's 3 7 so it's being held in one hand and everyone's dead.
Right.
But
Well, I mean,
generally that's the more
ポン
standard play, I guess you can say. But we're getting a Junchan Force from our dealer.
yeah, and again, it looked like they were really pushing it when they dropped the 5-pin immediately.
Yeah.
So no fear from Joshua, maybe feeling it after winning 2 Mongon hands in a row, deciding nothing can stop me now.
And they've gotten away with this highway robbery so far, but you probably will stop on the Dora if you draw it. But I think they're just willing to push everything but Dora at the moment.
Yeah, and Dora could be incorporated as a Chanta, so no need to necessarily aggress that far.
I think the biggest problem is they're so far away from Tenpai. I think they've just
ポン
oh they're still put oh wow huh,
Yeah, this is
9. I think they're just trying to just take your cache key Tenpai and get out and just stop.
there's
Oh! That's gone. So we'll just be most likely no 10 and we'll go to South 3 here.
Joe never dropping the north here. Same goes for Pio. So Clinton's hat is done. It's just a matter of can Joshua find Tenpai by the end of things. And again, no fear from
Probably
Joshua,
won't.
so he'll take anything.
I think he's yeah, they're just gonna throw anything now. Though you probably should just go 8-9, but it's just really whatever.
Pio's last draw cannot find Tenpai here.
And they're looking for the safest tile, which is probably
Yeah, 3 pins.
very pin that's been cut 4
3
times by 4 times by Pio.
And so Clinton nets 2,000 points here.
Yep. So yep, he nets 2,000 points plus the 3,000 point swing.
リーチ
Oh, double reach from dealer.
Aw.
Oh, look at this weight too. Let's switch over.
Oh, this is so insane.
Double reach.
Ah,
Shampoo.
Was it? Man, there's actually no need to think. Just click the button. At least that wasn't the sumo button.
Yeah, right?
At least he didn't try to reach it, and he's like, "Oh, damn! I could have sumoed."
And Joshua on the left actually has
Wow.
2 Ankos and a pair and a door in hand. Like if you draw a Chun, you might, with a lack of information, just start pushing. And you might start with the 9. So
I think the 9 will stay in the hand a bit longer. Just how the hand naturally goes if you go Chun, and then you'll probably go 4. Oh, that's unlucky.
how willing are you to drop the door though on a double reach?
Pretty willing actually. It's actually not that bad, considering there's no factors other than the double rishi,
Mhm.
and you didn't have time to build the hand, so the chance of that dealing in is the same as almost any other tile that hasn't been cleared dealing in. But
Yeah, I guess the only consideration is if you had the choice between one Tonki or a Dora Tonki, you'd probably pick the Dora. But Clinton,
now it's especially safe, so
yeah, Clinton
now
makes
it's
the
just
read.
free. So yeah, the 9 so it's not coming out anytime soon if
What-
they play the hand standardly. But
Once again, we see Joshua just completely disrespecting the Ricci, no fear at all. Oh, would have had another Anko.
ツモ
Oh, there's a
I am
Tsumo.
sumo. Didn't say it.
Double
Rishi
reach.
Sumo.
Sumo and an
Well,
Ura for the
what Ura?
Mongon.
Just hit.
Yeah.
This game is all luck.
It only takes one when you've got a double reach and the Tsumo.
I'm just kidding.
Pio.
This is actually where you say this game is all luck.
I mean, okay, for double reachy, maybe you can make that. you just hit the button. You just hit the button. Sumo. You flip the tile. In this case, Pio
Dang.
claims first place in South
Pio.
3. Now, Pio won the first game, right? So this would be back-to-back first places. Should
And
he
he really
hold
needs
on?
Endings. He's in the middle of the pack, but he has a really nice hand here. Most likely can evolve to a 5-6-7 Sanshoku or a 6-7-8,
ポン
just depending on how it builds out, or he just forces Tanya here.
Mhm.
The 6 pin is probably never coming out, but if it ever does come out for any weird reason, We'll just probably just cheat it too.
Right.
Probably. Oh,
Rewarded.
rewarded.
And now we see Joe calling the tune. There are 2 door in hand, so 3,900 minimum here.
Yeah, we got.
Ishanten, but the weights here are not good. You're sitting here with 2 penchants.
Oh, this is insane. Yep, PO hands just looking quite solid.
Oh, even better.
And
So how
very
about we
good
make that?
Ishanten.
Yeah, how about we make that Sanchoku 456?
So yeah, just throw away the 567 and just go 456 instead.
Oh my
Uh-huh.
goodness!
Uh-huh.
All right, here we go.
Just
3
on
6
the
pin
last
weight.
one. No, just last one.
It's got to be like Ippas Sumo on the last 6 pin because that's
And
just how the
Takabe,
flow's going.
Like Hanemon Sumo.
Yeah, reach
Yep.
Sumo Sanchoku Dora.
Yep.
Just
Oh,
come on.
he just jams the button too. Which, I mean, you probably should since it's just Dora and it's never coming out, but... Well, he's Senpai, but he decides to go for the Genbutsu
Yeah.
and Dealer Suji. Oh. It's coming out pretty soon.
Each.
Dealer Suji. It's not coming out anymore, actually.
Yeah,
It
not when you
might have
reach
came out without that Ricci, but with this Ricci, it actually looks like the 3 will stay there for a really long time. And actually, there's a chance that they just bail, but probably
Five
not.
is-
If you're 500. 500?
Yeah. 500
Yeah.
points. Joe needs points now. 5 was Nakasuji to the dealer and half Suji to the second Ricci, so I just good enough to push it out.
Yeah.
And then maybe now with the 8, just saying I'm gonna throw anything. Now, do you switch the weight? No. Does the
Oh.
Karakiri, which debatable. Oh no.
Oh.
The
But
wall
you
is
have to
being
stop
cruel.
here. You have to stop here. You can't push this. Just go 2-1. Oh, unlucky.
Yeah, the wall just decided that
That's Ricci Tanya.
and the Ura
And
for the
one
max
Ura.
punish.
That's just unfortunate. But generally, yeah, you kind of just have to times at that type. But he just didn't want to sacrifice the Tenpai that he had, the Chundor too he had. But there's, yeah, it's unlucky. That's all we have to say.
Yeah, and it's
at least he didn't deal into the Takame. That's all we have to say.
Right, yeah, 6 pin would have been the worst case scenario.
Would have been, yeah, it would have been punished by 3 extra Han if he did.
Well, in this case, the door is the south. We see one across the table in Clinton's hand. The rest are all on the wall, so you could draw a
but
couple
he
of
has-
those.
He has Sanshoku look again. Can
For-
Can someone check his PC?
Check his PC.
Check his PC.
This isn't normal.
I mean, but then we look at Kamicha, also Sanshoku 789.
Yeah,
But,
I'm really looking at that hand. I want to see that Sanchoku come in.
Everyone just
play.
has Sanshoku today in this table.
Oh, okay, Ishanten. Oh, but doesn't want the Sanshoku. Interesting. Decides
It
to play
looks-
perhaps.
It's kind of logical to not go Sanshoku there, but
Hmm.
I think I would have personally forced it, but because you don't get guaranteed Pinfu off the 7 commit.
Mhm. But you can
But-
start with the 8 pin. I
So
think.
yeah, but I would have said if you want to just go, you start with the 8 for
Leave your options open.
leave your options open, because if you draw the 6, for example, here you can just go 9-9 and get Pinfu there instead. But
Oh yeah,
now
if you still had the 7 mon, then
yeah, you would have just went 9-9, and then you would just commit. You just say
yeah. So I guess you'd even start with a 9, but there's still a chance where you could, pull the 8 mon instead of the 5 mon and keep going with the Sanshoku play. So
But,
yeah, flexibility is
I
good.
will argue what this does is that instead of when you drop no pins like that, it looks like you're going Honitsu Chinitsu. So it stops people from pushing
Mm.
into your hands. And even if you just drop the 8 and you got the if you got the Tenpai off this 5-6-7
Mhm.
that he theoretically would have kept, it's still pretty obvious that he has a Pinzu wait, or it's a high chance, considering this would have been only 2 dropped if he if he reached. So yeah.
Now redrawing the 1 pin thinks about the Itsu opportunity
It's
here.
now instead. Yeah.
Sad to see the third 9 come out. Only 1 9 pin left in the wall to be drawn for that Itsu.
I'm surprised Pio doesn't keep the 5 for his safe tile. I mean, keep the 1 for his safe tile and throw the 5, but he might just think it's dangerous too.
Probably thinking about building 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku here.
That too.
Yeah.
That's probably what he's looking at. But when you're so far ahead, there's a chance to just dip. Oh,
Joshua drew the 9 pin. As Tempai,
See.
4, 3, 6 can win on either, but 6 would be Itsu.
does get rewarded for just going this insane play, and 6 is just dead, most likely. But there's one left, and we know what 1 is enough.
Yeah, 1 is enough. Would you take
One
the
is
Ricci here, or do you prefer the Dama?
It's too late in their hand to Ricci, and if the 6 pin comes from Pio, that's just what you want, just the pin.
Oh,
Don't.
well, that works too. Yeah.
Or I mean not Pinfu Sasha, Pinfu Itsu, which is same value, but
Something we
yeah.
hadn't
So
pointed out was that Joe had drawn the pair of Souths on the right, Dora and double South for Joe, but Clinton had held on to it, was not unwilling to let Joe build that hand. Was he shunted for Chitoi? Couldn't find it in the end. Pinfu Itsu
so
pulled it out.
I think the Dama was good because now they're within easy striking range of each other. But the Dama is pretty good in my opinion because it would have been 5100 direct off dealer if assuming Pio drew it, and that would have swapped first and second placement. So
As it is, the gap now 7,800, so only a Mongon away from Joshua is only a Mongon away from Pio. Opens up on the 9 Mon, and I'm trying to see where the Mongon value here is going to be. Maybe not aiming for the Mongon, but rather a direct hit. Let's see, 44 you need. So if you can get a 3 Han 40 Fu hand, maybe something like South Chanta, you can make it work. South Chontadora, actually.
yeah. So yeah, and thankfully, when you're last place by a lot and you're last dealer, you have your comeback chance.
Yeah, it's free reign to do anything you want, and this hand looks great for Joe. Chance at Itsu, Pinfu, Dora 1.
What's that deal? Just draw 1 pin or 1 cell here and jam the Ricci.
Yeah.
I mean, here you're
Khan.
just gonna Ricci everything.
Oh, Khan.
Oh, what?
So that helps Joshua out as far as the Fu is
Oh,
concerned.
what? Now you just will jam the Ricci on anything. Now screw value.
Boom.
Oh, even calls the Pon here.
And he. Oh, what the?
Definitely enough Fu.
Harada Tonki. Just you wait.
Yeah, Dora Tonki for the Mongon.
Oh, here. Oh, okay.
This is
Personally, I would have jabbed 3 pin here, because you across that there's the off chance that there's 1 pin, one mon, and there's a chance that they have just 1 mon.
Yeah,
they have like really like something.
Imagine their hand is 1 mon 9 so, right? You're dealing into Toy, Honroto, Door 2, South, like just absolute insanity.
Yeah, and there's no loss in throwing the 3 pin.
Right, it's a little bit safer against that hand.
I mean, it's just small micromanagement things that probably didn't affect this game in any way, but there's a chance that he just doesn't get Tenpai here at this rate.
Right.
You might have to just call anything to
Each.
get the Tenpai. Oh. 7. That's not coming out.
So Ricci Dora,
Oh,
Dora,
Ricci.
1
and not the Itsu.
But
You take
You
it.
know,
Yeah, Ricci,
I mean,
Pinfu,
you're
Dora with 2 indicators.
you can't bail anyways, so you're just jamming the Ricci. And there's 1-7 left versus what?
2 8s.
Khan.
2 8s.
Oh, Khan
Man, just said
reveals the Hatsune Dora and just throws it right back. What has been discarded twice? Oh, the 8 comes out.
4
he's really.
It's
Keep
happening.
playing.
There's another indicator. We'll see what the Dura is. Oh, just one, but it was
Just
the third
one.
one. It was the third
Ah.
con. It was the second con that did it.
Con for flow. That was just so unnecessary, but he just did it because why not?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I want to say it paid off. It just
Well,
it's given Joe a chance. Comeback has started. Joe's back in the positives. You love to see it. Building towards a 5-6-7 Sanshoku with Dora. Can Joe make it all the way
Yeah.
back?
they really just said, I'm just gonna help him out.
Yeah, I guess there's some worlds where,
And,
you know, if
if,
Pio
if you're trying
deals
to
in,
think logically why they did it, this is almost close to 0. But other than the fact that you just want to decrease the draw by 1, available draws by 1, or change who gets Haite or Hote.
hey, there's also the optimistic thinking. I can con, reveal 4 Dora for myself, and then
And
draw into
still not be in
Tenpai.
Tenpai.
Oh, draw
Still
into
not-
Tenpai with the tile, right? You're just getting an extra draw this way, something like that. As it is, Joshua.
Yeah.
I hate the optimistic thinking. It can. There are some players who play, you know, a very optimistic game, and some who play a very pessimistic game. I'm kind of leaning myself. I lean myself towards the pessimistic side.
I just try to do what's statistically correct.
Well,
I'm in the statistic crew.
it looks like Joshua is in Ishanten, so it doesn't look like
Decent.
a hand that has the value to overtake first without a direct hit and some Uda. Oh, Pio's gonna get there first.
1
Now this is interesting. This adds a stick into the pot, and Pio doesn't have any defense now, so it's actually an
6-9.
opportunity of sorts.
But this is gonna be so bad if he puns and drops the 6.
Oh, that does seem likely. Yeah,
The most ideal is Chi and go for, or draw 5 and then just go for 3-sided.
Oh, it doesn't
but
matter when Pio sumos. Just sumo, reached sumo, and no Uda, but that's enough to confirm first place. And Joshua will grab the second place with positive 22. Clinton, negative 23. Joe at least wins
At least
one
getting out the
hand.
negative.
Yeah, that is some positives that you can take out of this game. But the big winner, Pio, plus 42.7, will climb once again in the standings. And
Much needed.
yeah,
Because
we
now Pio's just all the way
positive now.
Positive now. Gained how many points? That's gained a lot.
Yeah, 42
But-
goes up to 1.4, and 5 promotion slots here. You're only 50 some odd points away, 58.1 to be exact. That's doable, especially because you have one more game in this set, and
Yeah.
Riley
Pio
has
gained
played all 4.
almost 70 today
Yeah, insane.
in 2 games. That's insane.
And
yeah, that's pretty impressive.
I don't know if they will have a third match today or not. It is probably pretty late for some of these players.
Yeah, I believe this is probably their last game.
Yeah, I suspect there's at least one East Coast player, and it's past midnight for that player. So, I've had my experience with the post midnight mahjong, and it didn't go so well for me. So, I suggest taking
Yeah,
a break.
it's kind of rough scheduling as long as there's one East Coaster in the table.
Yeah, in my case, it was just because I've had so much to do this week, especially with the Cincinnati tournament. my options are kind of limited. So yeah, we got our games in, and well done by the group to be able to schedule it, even though it was rather late at night. So props to them, and to everybody in the league who's managed to make everything run so smoothly with the scheduling. It's not always easy because the U.S. is a very large country and everyone's in different time zones, but y'all are doing a great job to make this work out. And if anybody watching those broadcasts is interested in being a part of the league, signups are available for the upcoming winter season. That will happen in December. I believe the deadline is December 19th. You can see that at the bottom of your screen, just scrolling by. The website that you can head to for your registration is americanrichi.org. You can also check out the standings for the current league, the current session. If you are interested in seeing some more of these broadcasts, you can check out our Twitter, which is also scrolling on the bottom, at AmericanRichi. Usually we send a message out before we go live. And if you'd like to see any of our previous broadcasts, you can certainly see that on our YouTube channel, tinyurl.com/ARMLYT. Thanks everybody for watching. Any final thoughts, Stanley, before we call it an evening?
Really, I'm just initial games were just, you know, they're just wild fast, but and then the next two games that we've watched just spam like Honitsu out of nowhere, Sunshook out of nowhere.
It was like
Big
wilder
hands
and
just
faster. You didn't think it could get any better, but it did.
Yeah, like the hands are just so big, and I love it. Two cons.
Yeah, that was great.
Two cons, and the cons, like personally, the first con I can understand, but the second con, just he just did it for fun.
Yeah, and well, it helped Joe out. It took 3 cons, but that if that's what it takes to find one Ura, then so be it. But yeah, definitely some entertaining matches watching Leslie and Xiangyu battle it out for first and second in the first couple matches, and then Pio just really dominating this table. I mean, it ended up getting tight at the end in a couple spots, but congratulations to Pio for 2 first places, and we'll look forward to seeing that final game. And I guess, or even that might have been the final game for that table. But after all said and done, we will probably be broadcasting next Wednesday evening. So be sure to tune in, catch us when that does occur. And so for Stanley, this is Nathaniel signing out for the American Richi Mahjong League. Have a good night, everybody.